Hey everyone, as promised, I'm doing my Extreme Rules review since I wasn't able to do it last night. So I'm going to start with the pre show, which was Kalisto versus Cruz. Um, don't really know much about what to say about the match because it just was all over the place, in my opinion. But I am going to give it 2 and a fourth stars. I mean, because the guys did um, pretty much do what they said they were going to be doing. So, um, they did what they were going to do. They went in there and they tore up the ring and everything. So, pretty much um, about all I'm going to say about that, I guess, for the pre-show. Um, the first match was Miz versus Dean Ambrose, and well, I would definitely say it had a slow start because they didn't seem to know exactly what they were doing on trying to get the the DQ going that we pretty much know that Miz wanted to do. Uh, we pretty much knew he wanted to basically. Um, we knew he pretty much just wanted to basically go with doing a DQ on Ambrose so he can automatically get a win. And of course, we saw that with him trying to get Maurice to slap him, and even throwing Ambrose into the referee. Every little thing he could try to think to do, it ended up backfiring. But finally, you know, Dean's attention was at the referee, trying to get him to stop, basically going to ring the bell to get him to um, disqualify him. And while Dean's attention was at the ref, Miz pretty much did the skull crushing finale and rolled him up for the win. I'm gonna give it 2 and 3/4 of a star. Um, you know, not a bad way to start off the pay per view, but you know, would have thought this match would have been probably a little bit lower on the card. Then we had the interview with Bailey backstage. Not the greatest in the world, but not bad. Mixed tag match. I'm giving it a 2 star. I really wasn't super impressed with it. Um, really, still don't think it had any place to be on the pay per view card, but it is what it is. Swan and Banks won, and I'm not gonna say too much more about that one. Then you had this segment with the Drifter, um, and his little song, and I wasn't impressed with that either. With it being the only in-ring segment for the whole night, definitely the worst segment of the night. Um, the third match was the ladies' match, and had no high hopes for it at all. And I'm glad I, I didn't, because it did not. Um, it didn't uh, impress me at all. I mean, it just totally. sucked. Um, I'm go- I'll give it a 1 and a fourth star just for the effort, but they basically made Bailey look totally um, totally awful. I mean, it's just it. She just, she looked like she had no business even being in the ring um, the way they handled it, and it wasn't impressive. I think that um, I was impressed that she did get the kendo stick first, but they stuck with Bailey being the good girl, and she wasn't able to use the kendo stick and all this kind of stuff. So basically, um, was not impressed at all with it. So I'm not going to go on a major rant on it. I might have last night, but you know, definitely one of the worst matches of the night. So the next match was the steel cage tag team match, and Cesaro and Sheamus ended up winning the match. I'm going to give it 3.5 stars because it was a very good match. A little upset with the fact that when Jeff went back in the ring, they didn't count that he had already been out of the ring and had to make him escape for a second time. I mean, that didn't make any sense to me, but I'm not the one who makes the rules for these matches, but I think once Matt stepped outside, the match should have been over. Instead of having him drag his brother out of the ring, that just didn't make any sense to me. But oh well. Like I said, 3.5 stars. Um, Definitely a good match to watch if you haven't seen the pay per view. The next match, I don't usually review these because they are cruiserweights, and I'm not impressed with how WWE is handling the cruiserweights, uh, especially right now with making Neville this undefeatable person. Um, and of course, they continued it last night on the pay per view. I will give it 3.5 stars just because they did you know um, they did do a lot of very good in ring work. They were very good off of each other and everything, but not impressed with the fact that they keep giving the win to Neville and making him this unbeatable star. I don't like that. So, um, but it is what it is. So on to the main event, which was our fatal five way under Extreme Rules. Um, Samoa Joe was the one who ended up winning it in the end. Very good match. Definitely the fight of the night. Definitely, we were all pretty much right that this was going to be the attention grabbing um, match, and the big one on the end. Having the big one at the end that was definitely worth the money that the ones that actually bought the pay per view through your cable or satellite providers, definitely it's probably one of the main uh, matches that would be make it worth the money to pay for it. Those of us that did the WWE network, I mean, it still was the heart of the show. Um, Congratulations to Joe going up here in I think it's 6 weeks. Um, up against Brock Lesnar. My rating for the match was 4.25 stars. Very, very good match. Um, all of them brought their A game. Thought it was kind of interesting that Bray and Joe, were able to work together for a while and kind of double team their other three opponents. So, very unlikely duo there, but still a very good match. So, total rating, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. You know, not the best pay per view, but not right. Nothing you'd want to write home about other than that final match, but still very very newsworthy, very good pay per view. So, um, we'll see tonight what the fallout is on Raw. Um, so that's about it. I'll see you later on tonight for the Raw review on the Tone 25, which is Anthony Florio's channel, um, tonight right after Raw. See you later, guys. Bye.